Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In this discussion, we're going to talk about the consequences for Iblees, the Satan, after denying the orders of Allah as mentioned in Surah Saad. To thoroughly understand the teachings of Islam, one must examine the consequences that befall those who defy Allah's commands, as exemplified in the story of Iblees in Surah Saad. The story highlights the importance of submitting to Allah's will and the dire outcomes that result from arrogance and disobedience. Before delving into the consequences faced by Iblis, it is crucial to understand what he rejected. Iblis did not dispute Allah's supreme status or argue that there was another creator. He did not question his previous acts of prostration or challenge the status of others' creations. Rather, he rejected Allah's order to accept the Khilafah and superiority of Adam alayhi salam. Iblis even rationalized his disobedience, claiming that he was superior to Adam because he was created from fire while Adam was created from clay, as mentioned in verse 676. However, Iblis failed to realize a few things. He was rejecting the order of Allah, hence, he failed the test of Allah. Second, the order of Allah was not just to prostrate before Adam alayhi salam, but Allah had placed the light of Al-Aleen in Adam alayhi salam. And third, by rejecting the order of Allah, Iblis became shaitan and lost the straight path to Allah. As a result of Iblis' refusal to follow Allah's command, he faced several severe consequences. Six of them are mentioned in verses 67 to 85 of Surah Saad. In verse 74, Allah mentions that he became one of the disbelievers or the kafirin. So, first consequence was he became kafir. Second, he faced Allah's wrath. Allah expressed his anger towards Iblis, questioning his refusal to prostrate before his creation, as mentioned in verse 75. Third, he was thrown out of the heavens. Allah ordered Iblis to leave, banishing him from his presence. Verse 77 mentions this. Number four, he was an outcast. He was made an outcast. Iblis became an outcast rejected by Allah, as mentioned in verse 77. Number 5, he was cursed. Eternal lana was put on him. As mentioned in verse 78, Iblis was cursed by Allah and would remain so until the day of judgment. And number 6 is hell. He was destined for hell. As mentioned in verse 85, Allah decreed that hell would be filled with Iblis and those who followed him. By disobeying Allah's order, Iblis transitioned from a devoted follower, deported worshipper, a Muslim, to a disbeliever, a kafir, incurred Allah's wrath, was expelled from the heavens, became an outcast, was eternally cursed, and faced eternal damnation in hell. The underlying reasons for these consequences was that Iblis failed the test of submission to Allah's will. The story of Iblis serves as a powerful lesson for those who encounter similar tests of faith through a divinely appointed Khalifa. Failing such a test could result in becoming a disbeliever, facing Allah's wrath, losing the opportunity for eternal paradise, becoming an outcast, being cursed with eternal lana, and suffering eternal punishment in hell. Thus, it is of utmost importance to remain humble and obedient to Allah's commands, submitting to His will and recognizing the wisdom behind His divine test. Once Iblis failed the test and lost the straight path that would have taken him to Jannah, he decided to sit in the straight path to deceive everyone else and make them fail the test. This was the path of Aleen, the straight path that he promised to deceive people from. We're going to continue this discussion.